My name is Do Not Obey, and let's get started. Let's get it. What's up, guys? It's me, Do Not Obey, and let's get into this video. Now, I'm really excited about this because I did a video on the tall blacks, so-called, aliens, extraterrestrial beings, about maybe 4 years ago. And allegedly, from different sources that are tapped in and images, they're back. So, like I said, this is all alleged, but this is just some updated info on the tall blacks that nobody really talks about. But in my extraterrestrial book, it shows different alien beings of different insectoids and different, colors. So it's funny that they only talk about the grays and the reptilians and all that because they need to be pushed. You don't want to believe in tall colored aliens. Why not? Well, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. Let me know what you think, and do not obey. Stay open-minded. Stay woke. Peace.
A cigar-shaped ship appears over the Air Force Base. These cigar-shaped ships were over a mile in length. One of them landed on the airport landing strip area. When it touched the ground, it created an earthquake like about a 3.5 to 4.0. It terrified everybody in the area. The back of this craft opened up, and several hundred young men with huge, heavy weapons came out of two sides of the ship and formed a protection line around the ship. And the people at that Air Force base, the commander, had a meeting with the individuals that were aboard this ship. And this particular race that landed those ships and that are seen in these huge cigar-shaped ships, they are a black race. They look like African Americans. If you've ever seen a race of people that were conquerors, that had never been conquered, they've got this look about them. That is exactly what these extraterrestrials had, and they informed these people at this American Air Force Base.
So, he continued the examination. He didn't offer any more information. But then a woman came out who had overheard the conversation I was having with him. The back room, she came out and she looked as though she was a black woman, doctor-type individual. She overheard the whole conversation, and she said something profound to me. I never ever could have made this up in a million years. She said Mars was predominantly black. And I did not know what to say. That was shocking. I didn't have a shocking reaction at the time, but now later on, thinking about it, was quite a profound statement. Mars is predominantly black. And number one, I didn't know why she was telling me that. And although she was black, that's obvious she was black. But the ideal that I traveled to another planet through another portal or dimension, that was profound in itself. But then for someone to tell me that this planet was predominantly black, so it was so interesting to me because it created a correlation between black people living on Mars and black people on our planet. And not only that, what I also found interesting was that Cairo in Arabic, El Karaha, really means Mars. So the capital of Egypt, Cairo, meant Mars in Arabic. So that was an interesting correlation. And then he drew correlations between the longitude and latitude of the pyramids in Giza and those on Mars, which were the exact same in terms of their mathematics, their longitude and latitude. He found that both of them equals the universal equivalent of pi.
I'm talking today to women who say they have been abducted by aliens from another planet. And you're going to describe to us what they look like.
May I briefly say, I don't know for a fact that they're from another planet. I assume so, but I am dealing with a lot of unknowns. I don't know where they come from. I just can describe what I saw. I don't have the answers.
Well, you know you weren't in Kansas anymore, Toto.
And I wasn't wearing red shoes that I could click together.
I mean, okay, so, and they look like?
They're humanoid as far as the body, very small frames, about 3.5 to 4 feet tall. And I found myself laughing to myself when I saw them because I just saw one being actually. Because the skin was very, very dark olive green, so dark it could be mistaken for black. And I even laughed to myself.
All right!
There was allegedly a top-secret mission to the moon that was covered up by NASA and the Russian Space Agency. Now, during this mission, they found a melanated alien that was suspended in animation.
A lot of people did say that they said that she was Asian. But this is an African-American woman. And not to be like, oh, I'm claiming it because I need to. No, she's African or whatever. She's of color. This is a black woman or a woman of color. And they try to say that she wasn't. Just how they've erased the Olmecs, the Egyptians, America. Okay.
This clip was supposedly leaked decades later by the commander of the mission, William Rutledge. Rutledge stated that they successfully landed on the moon and found a secret base. They also found a 3-mile-long cigar-shaped craft that was piloted by an...
And remember, the cigar-shaped craft is known to be the craft of the what? Tall blacks. The tall blacks. The tall black aliens. That's what they're called, the tall blacks. Not saying I'm related to them. I'm just saying that's their name. They say they're so dark it's beautiful, like what you would think space would look like. But we know space is the ocean and cosmos is up above.
A female alien humanoid. They named her the Black Mona Lisa. She appeared to have locks, 6 fingers, and a visual third eye. The face piece that she's wearing was supposedly how she controlled the ship. It is unknown how old she was. Some suspect millions of years old. Now, this could all be made up, but knowing our government, anything's possible nowadays. There are a lot of people who believe we didn't actually go to the moon, while others believe we did go to the moon, but there's a sinister reason to why we haven't gone back.
And this is why I believe that if we did go to the cosmos, to the heavens, which are the planets, when we went to that moon, we knew we couldn't come back. Or they stole her, and that's the reason why they can't come back, allegedly.
My humanity is my greatest shame. I will not help those who have destroyed this planet and its natural resources. Humans are hypocrites. Even if we wanted to live side by side with you, couldn't. Because you're too selfish to share. You won't even open your doors to your own kind in a moment of need. Why would we think you would welcome us? It's our turn now. Our people will restore balance, create a new world. Humanity's had its chance. Goodbye, Mrs. Eisenhower.
Melanated extraterrestrial.
Like, have anybody ever noticed this? In your Alien vs. Predator movie, the alien is depicted having dreadlocks. And you know, it's not too many beings on the planet who have non-ether hair. And I really believe that the truth is really hidden in a lot of your movies. Earth is not our original home, family. We come from the stars. We are multi-dimensional beings who can travel to every corner of this galaxy. It was also some deep hidden secrets in your Marvin the Martian character. and he would be depicted as being a non-ether being. We come from the stars. We are just visitors of Earth. Now, the word Martian actually means someone who would inhabit the planet Mars. The Martians are not from Earth. They came in from another star system above.
The Nordic types have told us that they're from all different types of star systems, and there is more than one Nordic type. But what we found out recently is that one of these groups, at least, is us from the future. And there are other groups like this Nordic group. There is an African-looking group. There is a Polynesian-looking group. I think we're going to find very few of these extraterrestrials are Caucasian or blonde-haired, blue-eyed.
Before I start this statement, it's more than just racism. That's just the main thing that I see that they push down here, okay? But if you read on the screen, it's more than that. Why nobody wants to talk about it? Let's just keep it real. It's about racism. Okay? This is what they've been hiding and will continue to hide, because a lot of black people don't believe this, and then everybody else don't believe this, and the people that do actually get along with everybody. Hence, they're called normal fucking people. Anyways, yeah, so let's just not talk about it, but let's talk about it. This is all about racism. People of color have been treated like crap because obviously these beings exist. And maybe we're getting punished because the other beings don't like these beings. It didn't just start here on Earth. The government allegedly is not human. And everybody mad that these beings exist, but they exist just like the rest of the Jesus beings and all the other deities. Oh yeah, I said it.
A lot of people depict. Many of our cosmic cousins from the local 52 star cluster are people of color. And when we get to a point of our cosmic cousins actually visiting and integrating with us, we are going to be forced to deal with some of our petty racist programming here on our planet.
Huge cigar-shaped ship appeared over the Air Force Base. These cigar-shaped ships were over a mile in length. One of them landed on the airport with the individuals that were aboard this ship. And this particular race that landed those ships and that are seen in these huge cigar-shaped ships, they are a black race. They look like African Americans. They were about 6'4", 6'5". These tight-fitting black leather outfits on, and the weapons that they came out of the ships with, they were huge weapons in form. These people at this American Air Force Base, that not only were they from a militaristic society, but they had controlled a large portion of the galaxy that we live in.
And these guys say people came there in ships, hacked into the nukes, live in broad daylight, on camera in front of everyone, and deactivated the codes. So these UFOs will show up in flights, and then they would begin to deactivate nukes. What are they doing? What is this all about? They're letting us know that whenever they want, they can stop us. And there's nothing we can do to stop them. And so it's not a threat. They're not saying, hey, we're going to hurt you. What they're saying is, you see these nukes? We're not going to let you launch them.
team.
I am so ready for this battle to happen. I promise you. This is not about, oh my goodness, all the blacks are taking the world back. No. It's about stop hurting us. Stop controlling a species that's never yours. Stop taking over things that never belong to you. Stop hurting the land. Stop spiritually messing up the fucking universe. How about that? Okay.
Yes, and which ones? Which ones? Talking about the one station on Dark Side of the Moon.
Ain't nobody told me nothing!
I've been trying. I've been trying to tell y'all something. I've been trying. I've been trying to tell,
Y'all, just to add a little light, and I ain't playing. I just feel like I'm single because my man is not here. But I think he's back. Because
I've been trying to tell y'all. I've been trying.
Mornay has extraterrestrial friends that are the size of mini Lego men, and he is also friends with a giant African American looking race from the Andromedan galaxy that is anywhere between 65 and 75 feet tall. My God, talk about giant. I mean, shoot, that would be like us being the size of Bumblebee from Transformers, and they would be the size of Omega Supreme. Giant humans, huh? And they look like black people. There's another black reference. As for the Black Panther, there is a race that lives on a planet in the Vega constellation, whose planet is millions of years more advanced than anything shown in the Black Panther's nation of Wakanda. Everyone on that planet resembles 12-foot tall Ethiopians, and they are a very brilliant and powerful race of people. They are extremely benevolent, beautiful, and wise. They can use energy from a flower to power entire areas for miles, which would be their version of vibranium. 12-foot tall Ethiopians, huh? Claims just another reference to black people. Contactee Corey Good claims that the Alpha Conians have been able to bully and screw with any and everybody in our local 52 star cluster except for one race. That race is a 9 to 12 foot tall Zulu South African looking race that is enormously telepathic, and they have the natural ability to create baby wormholes around people as one of their means of self-defense. Corey claims that they can also create powerful illusions that the reptilians absolutely hate and fears this one particular race more so than all others. That tall black Zulu South African looking race are a group that lives on a planet in the Pleiades star cluster, and he's right, the CIGAR race and the Orion group cannot defeat them. They are mentally powerful on a whole different level. They kind of know better and tend to stay away from them. They are a benevolent race, but they do not get involved with other planets' politics. However, they do have a vested interest in Earth, and it may have something to do with lineage, and I'll leave it at that.
come get me.
First of all, it explains in detail about the mothership. The reason why it refers to as a mother plane, because it is indeed a whole city. It's not just a ship like people think. It is tremendous. And the specs of it and the description of it, as Elijah Muhammad was trying to explain to people, are broken down in the book of Revelation 21 and 22. Revelation 21 actually gives you the measurement of it in cubic feet. Now the reason why Elijah Muhammad, who saw the mothership in a vision, you understand, said they were Oriental, is because these beings that he saw, and this is what most people are interpreting when they think about extraterrestrials, make note that they always interpret them as not having limbs. These are the military from another galaxy, from Zeta Galaxy. I don't want to get too spaced out because people start thinking you're crazy, because they don't understand. The Zeta, like it's Z-I-D-A, Zeta, right? That's a galaxy, all right?
where extraterrestrial beings not only coexist with us, but intricately weave into the fabric of our mundane activities. These cosmic neighbors, possessing advanced capabilities, seamlessly navigate our society, occupying jobs, engaging in daily commutes, and even participating in the routine tasks that define our human experience. Their ability to conceal their true nature in plain sight raises questions about the extent of their influence on our collective reality. Now, let's delve into the fascinating concept of Lyran DNA and its alleged connection to the human experience. According to this perspective, many women exhibit distinct traits attributed to their Lyran heritage. The graceful, feline-like sway of their hips becomes a symbolic manifestation of this extraterrestrial lineage. It's not just a physical resemblance, there's a peculiar link to cats, suggesting a deeper, more metaphysical connection that transcends mere genetics. This cosmic narrative expands further, proposing that a significant portion of humanity traces its origins to the Lyran star system. The reasons behind this migration remain shrouded in mystery, yet there's a prevailing belief that individuals carrying Lyran DNA are on a trajectory leading them back to their celestial homeland. It prompts contemplation on the purpose and cyclical nature of our existence, challenging us to consider the broader cosmic tapestry within which we play a unique role. As we navigate the intricacies of this speculative cosmic storyline, it encourages us to view our human experience through a lens that extends beyond the visible and tangible. The idea that our daily lives may be entwined with a cosmic narrative challenges us to broaden our perspectives, fostering a curiosity that transcends the boundaries of conventional understanding. In this expansive view, the ordinary takes on a new significance, inviting us to reconsider the extraordinary possibilities hidden within the tapestry of our reality.
Farrakhan speaks about the mothership. Is it a metaphor for the fall of America?
It's a reality for the fall of America, and it has some metaphor to it when it comes to our ability to advance and rise above civilization. But the wheel is real, and there is a mother wheel. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said it's a man-made planet, and it has 1,500 bomber planes. They called them UFOs in the past. Now they call them UAPs. But when they interview the world right now, they found that.
Could you explain what's a UAP for those unaware? I never heard that term.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon. Right. That's their new term that they have slapped on it instead of unidentified flying object. But when they polled the world a few years ago, they found that 89% of the planet believes that there are UFOs and there is life outside of the life on this planet. And they believed that the United States government was then and is now engaged in a cover-up. There are about 35 nations that have already agreed to expose their top secret files on these UFOs or UAPs. This is real. These are real. See, the enemy doesn't want us to think about the prospect of us or there being something in the world more powerful than them. They want you to see the F-52 bomber and the jet moving at the speed of sound and see the Air Force and the Russian military and think that they're the all-powerful. But the minute that we are made to know that there's a power in this world from God that's real, with real machines that will trump their power, then we began to see them in a different light.
Dr. Delbert Blair, an esteemed engineer, research scientist, metaphysical teacher, and historian, has been at the helm of the Meta Center in Chicago for over 5 decades, beginning in 1973. Prior to his leadership role, he served as a pastor in his own congregation, offering insights and wisdom. Having graced over 200 forums, his lectures cover a wide array of topics, including but not limited to the facts and myths about 2012, the 18th dynasty of Egypt, and the intriguing notion of a black woman's face adorning the pyramids of Mars. In the early 1970s, he found himself at a UFO convention, where he encountered 2 fellow Nubian individuals, one of shorter stature and the other notably taller, both sporting afros. Initially hesitant, they eventually approached Dr. Blair, expressing a profound interest in conversing with him. What followed was a riveting exchange where time seemed to warp, with questions answered before they were even posed, hinting at telepathic abilities. Moreover, these individuals remained unperturbed by racist remarks and even conversed in an unfamiliar tongue. Their encounter culminated in the display of a luminous watch adorning the taller brother's wrist, followed by an enigmatic directive to observe the night sky over the next 3 days. True to their word, Dr. Blair witnessed a spectacle of bright lights and UFO crafts, sparking speculation of an encounter with beings from Alpha Centauri, a triple star system featuring Alpha Centauri A and Alpha Centauri B. Dr. Delbert Blair subsequently shared this remarkable tale, asserting the reality of extraterrestrial existence, their striking resemblance to humans, and their ability to seamlessly integrate into our surroundings.
I was forming a question to ask him, and I felt the question was trite, that it might make me feel like I wasn't a big mental giant, and I was kind of wrestling with whether to ask him or not. And then he went ahead and he answered it, and I'm wrestling with this other answer, and I said, wait a minute. I said, I didn't say that to you. I said, I was thinking that. I said, I didn't say. And then finally, my little braggadocious self kind of began to get itself in hand. I remember I stepped back away from him. And I said, who are you? He said, that's not important. I told you that I came a long way to answer your questions.
Rivera's claim that he had contact with the occupants of this UFO.
Hello, my name is Amaury Rivera. I live in Puerto Rico, and back in 1988, I was working in a nightclub, and there was a musical group there. One of my cousins wanted me to photograph the musical group, and she loaned me a camera with some film. On my way back home, I encountered two small beings, two small strange men, which I didn't think were men from outer space. And they took me somewhere where there were other people besides myself, other human people, like from Puerto Rico, I guess. From here, another human being showed up. He claimed to be from a distant planet. He was dressed in black. He had dark skin, but he was not a Negro. He had long black hair up to the shoulders, and he spoke to us with the mouth, verbally, and no telepathic speaking. He showed us various projections, which looked very real, the projections, and he informed us about a whole bunch of things that are even still incredible to me. Then they returned me to...
What did this holographic projection show?
The holographs were mainly, the first one that I can remember was like a short trip through space. We saw where he came from, where he's said to be from. We saw his people, we saw the houses that they used. And the second one was about a meteor or rock falling to Earth in the near future, which is going to cause a lot of havoc in the world. This would fall, it's going to fall in very near the Caribbean, Puerto Rico, and those other small islands, but it's going to affect the whole world, not just Puerto Rico. The last one is that they projected was showing us how there was only going to be one government on the planet Earth. They'll be living on some sort of artificial island that's going to be floating in the middle of a dark, black, dirty sea. Then this man returned me to my car again and left me somewhere different from where the whole ordeal had started. Apparently, they took me with car and all. After this, at this given time, I heard some jets in the sky, and I still had my cousin's camera, and I took the pictures, 4 of which I'm making public nowadays.
So the jets followed the UFO?
Yes, it was. They seemed to be surveilling it. I only got to capture just one of the jets in the photograph, but there were 3 of them. or maybe I got in one of the photos one, and in the second or third I got one of the other ones, because they would go around it very far away, and while this one was closer, and turn, very far, and by the time this one was coming back, another one was turning over there. There was always one or the other close to the object, to the UFO.
Jurgen Martin has carefully investigated this case.
Rivera's case is, to me, is a very special one and a very important one, because in Amori's case, he was abducted and he was taken away by aliens. One of them was human-like, and two small creatures that they explained to him were some type of genetical or biological organic android that they made to do some chores outside so they don't have to risk themselves in our environment. That's what they explained to him, the so-called human alien that he saw in the craft. And it's important also because of the evidences that he has on the case, because when he was released, he had a camera with him and he was able to take pictures of the object that apparently had abducted him, the craft flying saucer type, and also some jet fighters from the United States, excuse me, F-14 again. In most of these cases in the island, F-14s are involved with these situations of chasing and harassment and checking on these objects when they are seen in the different areas of the island. And he was able to get them in those pictures together. So this clearly, when you see those photographs, it's obvious that the government has been lying for many years, because there's the UFO there, and there's also the jet fighters dealing with the situation, which they denied for more than 40 years. It's there.
Were you able to locate any other witnesses?
That's what I was going to explain at this moment, Michael. The Amori's case is also very important, because I have several people who apparently had been contacted by the same alien that abducted Amori and the small ones that were with him in a separate fashion. They have nothing to do with Amori's incident. This being, this human-like alien, is contacting people all around the area of the southwest of Puerto Rico. I have people from the town of Yauco who seem to have been contacted by this man. I have this fisherman, Andres Maldonado, who I got in contact with Amori, because he told me several things Amori had told no one before, only I knew them, about the name of the alien and all the details that he was using to check on the people who really may have been in contact with the same being the night he was abducted, because there were about 14 other people there in the craft that night. And when Maldonado told me all this information that he couldn't know because he was not involved with Amori's case, I got them together. And at this moment I have about 3 different people who seem to have been in contact with the same alien. So they are doing something, and they are getting in contact with more and more people and preparing people for something. And this is very important, because all this corroborates Amori's incident also.
On the morning of May 14, 1988, Amori Rivera, a young man from Puerto Rico, photographed a giant disc, followed and circled by 2 jet interceptors. What makes the sensational pictures even more interesting is Rivera's claim that he had contact with the occupants of this UFO.